Alright guys, today I want to go ahead and talk to you guys about a new pistol I just picked up about roughly a week ago, which is the Smith & Wesson M&P Bodyguard, and it's chambered in 380 for those of you who do not know. This pistol is not new by any means. It was actually released back in 2011, so it's been around for some time. But once again, I've only had it for about roughly a week now, so this is going to be nothing more than an initial impressions video. I chose to pick the one with the Crimson Trace integrated laser. Not a big laser fan, but I thought it just looked nicer than the one without. Despite the stainless model, in my opinion, I think looks really nice also. Picked this up here for a pocket carry pistol to supplement another one that I own. And it was just, came up on a deal that I just was too good to pass up. At the same time I picked up this pistol, I also picked up a Sticky brand pocket holster, and works with the integrated Crimson Trace laser quite nicely. Know that if you do pick up the one with the Crimson Trace laser, or even their older model Viridian, I think it was, just know your options will be limited as far as holsters. There's still a decent amount of them out there, but nowhere near as many options as the ones that are out there for the Bodyguard without the laser. So far, I'm really pleased with my purchase with this one here. I'm currently roughly at right around 200 rounds. All of them have been FMJs so far. Haven't been able to pick up any defensive loads for it yet to test out, but I'm really hoping it'll work out fine with some Hornady critical defense rounds, which I'll be trying, as well as a few other ones when I get into that testing. Within those 200 rounds of FMJs fired so far, I have only had one malfunction with the pistol. You should have seen a photo of it already prior to this portion here, and it was a failure to feed. Slide was slightly to the rear, and the round was just nose up. Outside of that, the only other problems I've had has been with the mags. You'll get two different mags. You're going to get a flush base one, and then also a middle finger extension one. As far as why I call it middle finger extension is, at least for my hand, it's where my middle finger lies, and my pinky just kind of slides right underneath the bottom there. With the flush base one, it doesn't always do it, and it probably won't do it now. But what I have noticed with the flush base one is there's been multiple times where I had it where it did not do a last round slide lock. So take that as it may be. Other issues I found with the mag, doesn't matter which one, with both of them, kind of odd. The sixth round on both of them. Sometimes it's been easy to get the sixth round in, and then on miscellaneous times I've also had it to where the sixth round has been really difficult to put in, regardless of the flush base or the extended one. Outside of that, I've had zero issues with the pistol so far. Once again, I've only had it for a week and at roughly around 200 rounds through her. But other than that, I haven't had any problems. I did make some notes here that I wanted to go ahead and reference to, just so I don't possibly miss anything. We'll go ahead and start off with the cons. Cons so far is the ejection pattern. I've noticed with the ejection pattern, it's all straight up and slightly off to the right. And a good note is, for the most part, it's all right there at your feet. If you're someone who picks shooting in a location where you have to pick up your brass. The bad part of it is every now and then one of those rounds are going to eject and just bounce off your head, and then who knows where it goes, or God forbid it actually go down your top or something like that. It's probably to do with the ejection pattern, but another con I've noticed is blowback. While shooting this, I've noticed on many different occasions, I've also gotten blowback from the pistol right into my face. Just so be conscious of that. As far as training is concerned, make sure you just have your eye pro, your protective eyewear and everything. Trigger. The trigger, in my opinion, is just really long and heavy, which is not a big deal. I can understand why. They do it with all these little subcompact little pocket pistols and revolvers as well, is they make them long and heavy as a part of their actual safety. In my opinion, there's never going to be a negligent discharge with this thing, because holy cow, you have to really mentally be, knowing what you're doing with how long and heavy of a trigger that is. The reset I've also found is pretty long as well. And I'm new to internal hammer firearms, but there's actually 2 clicks within the reset. The first one there cannot fire yet. And then the second one there, where then you can fire again. Um, with that long reset, I found some difficulty with shooting quickly as far as firing follow-up shots until I got used to how long of a trigger uh, reset was required for that next follow-up shot. I think for me, I noticed that in the very beginning was definitely messing me up with accuracy, and it took me a little while to warm up with it, and so I was able to gain some better control of the firearm, which then enhanced my accuracy with it in use. Other con would be 380. Everyone's have their own opinion. Me, if all you can afford, all you can control, all you feel comfortable with is shooting as a 380, then so be it. Just my opinion. If somebody's sole intent is to hurt you, um, and then with having that long reset, I would definitely practice with this, because you're more than likely are going to have to shoot multiple rounds to stop somebody with the sole intent of causing you harm. Let's see, jumping into the pros. This sucker is really small and light, which is intended. So for various different means, for me, pocket carry, deep conceal based off of a tire, or quick run out the house, it allows me the affordability just to simply throw it in a pocket. For me, I'm not a big fan of pocket carry. I find there's no consistency for the draw in pocket carry, primarily hands off type of draw. I've noticed for me the best draws I'm capable of is if my hands are already on the firearm and then I'm drawing at that point from the pocket. It's hilarious to watch the videos of myself drawing hands off, because nothing consistent. It's always pocket jiggle till I can get that sucker out of there. But it being small and light allows for the ease of concealment, whether it's in your pocket or purse per se, or off-body fanny pack, whatever it might be. Easy to conceal kind of goes with being small and light. I noticed this one over another pocket carry pistol I have, which is the Glock 42. This one's also chambered in 380 for those of you who don't know. This is a Glock 42 with TLR 6, and then Pierce +1 extension giving me 7 instead of 6, being 7 + 1 rounds. And I have that one holstered in, I'm probably gonna pronounce this wrong, but DeSantis holster. As far as concealability, both of these are extremely easy to conceal. As far as blue jeans are concerned though, I noticed my Glock 42, what will happen is if I choose to put it in my back pocket, I've noticed that for my blue jeans, the top portion of the firearm will actually be exposed, hence not being concealed, to where the Bodyguard actually drops below the actual pocket line, giving me full concealment. Other pros, holsters and accessories. Regardless, it may be with or without a laser. I've noticed, especially without a laser, there's a ton of holsters out there available for this particular pistol. And as far as accessories, it has dovetail iron sights, to where there's options for actually changing out your iron sights, something I plan on doing. At a minimum, I might just paint the front sight, or I have my eye on excess big dot sights and replace out my front possibly with one of theirs. Other things I've noticed out there as far as accessories are, I believe it's Handle It brand, maybe it's Talon, don't know. Little grip tape if you need added texture. Also notice Hogue has the slip-on ergo grip as well. And then miscellaneous other brands other than Smith & Wesson. A few other brands also other than Smith & Wesson offering aftermarket magazines. That's hilarious. I think it was Pro Mag. I noticed out there's a drum mag for this thing, like 32 or 35 rounds. Holy cow. Accuracy. Despite the trigger, don't know what all I'm gonna have included in this video. 7 yards from concealment, stress of time. I found this thing extremely controllable and easy to get on target on a reduced C-size target. I want to say it was either 10 or 15 yards from concealment, hands-on from concealment, stress of time. is where I noticed I started to open up. Now is when I started to notice the short sight radius, and this black on black for me just wasn't working out that great. Um, but with that being said, I did step it out to 20, 25. It was 25 yards, and just took all the time in the world to actually get a nice good grip and control trigger squeeze, and had some pretty good consistency on that reduced size target. I did take it back to 35 yards. Probably not going to share that on this video, but at least for me shooting it, that's when I noticed I started to open up and lost consistency. So decently accurate in my opinion. Let's see, talked about that already. Maintenance. When I got home after shooting, and I broke it down for cleaning. First thing I was a fan of was toolless requirement for breakdown. In my opinion, it was pretty easy to break down. And I also like that too, for slide removal, I didn't have to pull the trigger. During that maintenance though, one of the cool things was I noticed there was a decent amount of oil here on mine, brand new out of the box. And maybe that was why it did so well, I don't know. But I was glad to see that. The downside would be is I kind of thought it was a little bit too much oil on there. I think that just about covers it. For anyone who's interested, with the extension mag and with 6 rounds in there, this one comes in at 13 ounces. And for comparison purposes, that's without holster. And then my Glock 42 loaded with 7 defensive rounds. With the TLR6, that one comes in at exactly 1 pound. Both of these were really nice options for deep concealment pocket carry purposes. So far, I'm a big fan of both these actual holsters, the De Santis and also the Sticky brand. Both of them, though, I've also had come out on the draw. So nothing's perfect that I've tried so far, but they, for the most part, do their job. And just thought I would go ahead and share my experiences so far with the Smith & Wesson M&P Bodyguard with you guys. All right, thank you. One, 3, 3. One, 9, 9. One, 2, 6. One, 3, 8. And 1, 3, 4. All right, messing around at 25 yards.